Hey, what's good YouTube? So I'm back with my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile with the Albaz engine splashed in. Yes, this is the toxic version. This is the stun version. This is the version that is going to make your opponents rage quit, talk shit, and it is most likely going to cause a lot of controversy. Your opponents will hate you. They will most likely look at you like you smell like they do. Everyone wondering, why do that? Why make it so your opponent cannot play? Well,
why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Though I do feel this specific version of the deck, without the Primite cards, 100% budget version of the deck, you definitely need to be running the Albaz cards. It makes the ceiling of the deck so much higher. With the Albaz engine, it makes it unfair in the way that only the high tier meta decks are. If you're tired of watching your opponent play Solitaire for 20 minutes, then this is definitely the deck for you. With that in mind, let's just go straight into the deck profile. So we are running 2 Blue Eyes White Dragon. Do not run 3, do not be that person. 3 Maiden of White, and 3 Sage with Eyes of Blue. So I am missing the other 2 Sage with Eyes of Blue because I did sell my ultra rares. They're going for around $7 to $8. The new platinum rare, the new higher rarity ones of Sage is going to be coming out this weekend. They're already pre-selling for around the same price, so I definitely got rid of them before they drop, but definitely need to be running 3 Sage with Eyes of Blue. 2 Neo Kaiser Seahorse. Again, this is the budget version, so anywhere from 1 to 3, depending on what you feel comfortable with. It is a great 1-card starter, and it is also an extender, so definitely want to be running at least one of them in the deck. Speaking of 1-card starters, we do have 3 Wishes for Eyes of Blue, then 3 more copies of Wishes for Eyes of Blue. This is another one you can be running 1 to 3 of. I am thinking of cutting at least one of them down and then adding either Solemn Strike or just another hand trap when the Molcharmies come out. Then we have the Blue Eyes Bricks, True Light, Roar of the Blue Eyed Dragons, Mausoleum of White, and Majesty of the White Dragons. Now for consistency, we have 1 Crossout Designator, 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Pot of Prosperity. They are all $1 and under cards. Pot of Prosperity definitely is needed in this budget version of the deck, as well as Crossout and Called by the Grave. Since we're not running Molcharmies until the reprints, Called by the Grave is definitely 100% needed in this deck. And then Crossout Designator to ensure that your combos go through. I would be running more if it wasn't hit on the ban list. Then we have the 1 Fallen of Albaz, another brick in the deck. However, it is great at going second and can be used as a super poly like card, and just using your Fallen of Albaz and your opponent's monster to fuse into one of the monsters in our extra deck. Then, since we are running the Seahorse and Fallen of Albaz and then just other dragons, 1 Bysteel Magma Hunt. If you have Druid's Form, you definitely want to be adding it into the deck as well because it adds a dragon at the end phase. And now with the Fiendsmith package being unhit, they are most likely going to be run everywhere. So just having a Bysteel card in the deck definitely helps out. Then we have 3 Effect Veilers, basically a Blue Eyes card at this point. 3 Droll and Lockbird. You definitely, again, with the budget version, want to be running as many of these high power hand traps as possible. Cards like Droll and Lockbird can pretty much end turns by themselves. Speaking of ending turns, Nib as well can just end turns, destroy most rogue decks. So 3 Droll, 3 Nibs, 3 Ash Blossoms, then to complete the deck, 3 Infinite Impermanence. Now to go into the extra deck, we are running 2 Spirit with Eyes of Blue, 1 Hieratic Seal. We are also running the Access Code package. Again, this is a $1 package pretty much. Access Code Talker is $1. Then we're looking at 25-cent cards over here. Then we're running 2 Blue Eye Spirit Dragons. Then the cards that it goes into: Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and Lightstorm Dragon as well. Then of course the fusion cards. Then to finish the deck, we are running just Albion and Albion. Again, just going against light monsters, going against Ryzio, you need cards like this to prevent your opponents from special summoning anything that is not a dragon monster. So I'm going to show you what a combo would look like if you got any of your 2 starters. So I just have Sage and then Bingo Machine Go. Just in case you don't know what Bingo Machine Go does, we activate Bingo Machine Go, reveal 3 cards that mention Blue Eyes. We have 3 Wishes for Eyes of Blue. Your opponent randomly chooses 1. Of course, they're going to pick the Wishes for Eyes of Blue, put the other ones back in the deck. So now we can go ahead and activate Wishes for Eyes of Blue, discarding one of our random cards to the graveyard. And then we are then going to get us our Effect Veiler and our Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. So normally I would just go into another Sage with Eyes of Blue, but again, since I am missing the other two for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the Effect Veiler. Now we can go ahead and normal summon Sage with Eyes of Blue, activate his effect to get us our Maiden of White from the deck. So now we can go ahead and pitch Maiden of White from our hand, and that is going to place True Light on top of our board. Activate True Light's effect. We're then gonna get our Majesty of the White Dragons, which is the pop. Place that face down. I'm just gonna keep it face up just so you know it's there. So now we can go ahead and activate Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons, a special summon from the deck, our Blue Eyes White Dragon in defense mode. Our Maiden then gets activated in the graveyard, and she gets a special summon herself from the graveyard to the field. So we are now establishing a board. We can then go ahead, go into our Spirit with Eyes of Blue, getting rid of our Sage, activate Spirit with Eyes of Blue, getting our Mausoleum of White. From here, we can go ahead and banish our Wishes for Eyes of Blue from the graveyard, and attaching our Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to our Blue Eyes White Dragon. From here, we can go ahead and fuse these two into our Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, just to get our Blue Eyes into the graveyard. Now we can go ahead and bounce our Spirit with Eyes of Blue, special summoning our Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then we can go ahead and activate our Mausoleum of White. Mausoleum is then going to target our Maiden of White to send a Blue Eyes from the deck to the graveyard. We're then going to chain our Maiden of White to then special summon our Sage with Eyes of Blue from the graveyard. So now we can go ahead and synchro these two off into our Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Then we can link this off, get two dragons on board, then go ahead and link both of these off and get our Hieratic Seal. So with this hand, we added an Effect Veiler to the hand. We have Majesty of White Dragons and True Light, and then we have the Graveyard Negate that turns into an Omni Gate, and then the Bounce, and then two other cards in hand, which more than likely will be hand traps. So if we didn't have the other Sage with Eyes of Blue, we would just have an empty Sage on the field. He would have then got us the Effect Veiler anyway. As you can see, it doesn't really matter. He would just be a dead card on the field. So one thing I do want to make sure you do remember when you are doing this combo, if you want the maximum stun lock, the maximum toxicity, you definitely want to make sure your cards are in defense mode, because when we pass it to our opponent, say we did have this hand, we can go ahead and set our infinite impermanence. We have two other hand traps in hand for sure. One is going to be Effect Veiler. So now during the draw phase, we can go ahead and bounce our Spirit and go into our Omni Negate. Because if we did keep Spirit on board, then we wouldn't be able to special summon two monsters at the same time. So you definitely want to get rid of it early on during the draw phase. So we have the pop right here. And then the second they normal summon, let's just say we are going against Yugioh. Yugioh is still what I'm going to be assuming the #1 deck in the game. They normal summon Ice Yugioh, get Sword Yugioh, special summon to the field. Okay, we can go ahead and bounce our Hieratic Seal, sending their Sword Yugioh back to their hand. That is going to special summon our Fallen of Albaz from the deck. Fallen of Albaz's effect activates. We can go ahead and pitch our other random card to the graveyard and fuse Fallen of Albaz with their Ice Yugioh. That is going to get us our Albion, the Branded Dragon. So we still have Effect Veiler in hand, still have the double pop, still have the other card we have. We have an Omni Negate and True Light as well. So now we can go ahead and use Albion's effect, banishing our Fallen of Albaz and a Spellcaster monster. So that is going to be our Sage and Fallen of Albaz will both be banished. Remember, make sure to summon in defense mode. We are then going to get our Albion, the Sanctifire Dragon, special summon by banishing those two cards. So now we have three big body dragons on board. Activate Albion's effect when he is special summoned to send one monster to our opponent's field. So we are going to give them Spirit with Eyes of Blue. We can go ahead and get our Tyrant Dragon on board. So now we still have Effect Veiler in hand. We still have the pop. We still have the other card we had. We have True Light. So they're pretty much dragon locked from here on out. All of our monsters are set in defense. So if they go ahead and attack Spirit, they're unable to crash him. So they are pretty much SOL at this point. Cannot do anything. Cannot special summon anything that is not a monster. We gave them back Sword Yugioh. They cannot do anything with it. It cannot special summon itself back because they are dragon locked. And then we have 4 monsters that are pretty much ready to end the game. Before they pass turn, we can go ahead and activate True Light. Just might as well either get Blue Eyes White Dragon, or we can get another Wishes and set it. I'm just going to go ahead and do the Blue Eyes Dragon for now. They pass turn, we draw a card, set all of our monsters to attack mode, and we pretty much go for game. If they did set any card, by the way, we would go ahead and activate Majesty. Say they set a back row, and go ahead and just pop that and get rid of it, and then go for game with the rest. As you can see, very high ceiling with this version of Blue Eyes. And again, the Albion package is less than $5. We're talking about 25-cent cards. Albion is a $3 card. I think it's now going up a little bit. It's pretty much reaching $5 at this point. I would definitely advise getting it now before it goes up even higher, because with Blue Eyes being such a popular deck, I feel like this version of the deck with such a high ceiling is going to become popular and more than likely get Albion banned. Well, I think that's all I got for you guys today. I'll catch you guys in the next video.